Stratagonia! It is the 4th day of my journey. I'm the last woodsman of my tribe. My people have abandoned me. I'm the last. I must find a way out of this broken land. There is no hope but me. For 3 days I have persisted on nothing. My rum supply is gone. I have not enjoyed the company of a wagon of ladies in weeks. I am my only hope. My journey, God willing, will come to an end shortly, and I will be able to leave this cursed land. Oh, it is difficult. It is difficult to go on, but I must. For my people. For my people. No. No. Stratagonia! I'm dead. Instruction manual.
Now that was a little spooky. Oh, folks, sorry for not introducing myself. This is Old Pete. I'm a hardy pioneer from way back in Stratagonia. Thankfully, I got out. Everyone else got their heads chopped off. But thankfully, I'm here to tell you about the nuances of the game. Helping me as usual, 9-time NBA All-Star Dikembe Mutombo. Oh, Dikembe and me are going to be taking you on a tour of the game. So, here we go. So let's start with a little background. A while ago, Stratagonia was cursed by a curse. You can see it in this picture here, the curse getting into the nooks and crannies of Stratagonia. Well, after a while, the evil king who cursed Stratagonia decided on a contest. And that's where you come in. You've got to build some trails to get from one side of Stratagonia to the other. Because if you don't, they'll cut your heads off. You can see it in this picture right here. Now, just imagine if that log was your head. You don't want that. Oh, Dikembe, so true. Now, the first thing to do is set up your board. You can take a look at these pictures here, or just read the instruction manual, which is what I would recommend. Now, let's take a look at some of the pieces you've got to work with. First, you got the little wooden balls. Those are the woodsmen. They are able to build bridges. Then you got the little silver bells. Those are the hardy pioneers. They're able to move across deserts. No one else can do that. And then you got your little rocks. That's your miners. They're able to build tunnels. Now the goal of Trails of Stratagonia is to not get your head chopped off. Oh, Dikembe, sorry about that, big fella. The goal of Trails of Stratagonia is to make it to the other side of the game board, so you don't get your head chopped off. Now to do that, you need to lay your work crews down one space after another, plodding relentlessly across the game board. You do that, you make it to the other side. Now, how do you link your work crews? Well, you use a connector point. Connector points are used to link different work crews. You see in this example right here, we're using a connector point to link woodsmen with miners. Pretty simple, right? Now, all you need to remember is that your work crews can only move in one of the 4 compass directions. Now, I forgot to mention the most important part. Dikembe, you stop that. You can't go over an opponent's trail unless you got a bridge or a tunnel. Bridges can also be used to go over rivers, but tunnels can't go over rivers, silly. And nothing can go over deserts, except a hardy pioneer. Now we're gonna talk about an important part of the game, and that's the playing of cards. Now you play your cards right, and you just might not get your head chopped off. And nobody wants to get their head chopped off. The first card we're gonna talk about is the rum card. Now rum is a Stratagonian energy drink, and when your work crews guzzle down that rum, they work twice as hard, and they forget about all their troubles. And that includes forgetting about getting their head chopped off. Now when you play your rum card, your work crew, whichever one you select, is able to move 2 spaces during that turn. Oh, well now we're gonna talk about the wagon of ladies and super wagon of ladies. Now, if you don't know, lady fingers are a Stratagonian delicacy. They're little lemon cookies and, well, the folks in Stratagonia can't seem to get enough of them. Now, when you deliver a wagon of ladies or a super wagon of ladies to an opponent, well, they get so distracted that they just can't seem to work. Now, when you play your normal wagon of ladies card, you're delivering a load of lemon-flavored ladyfinger cookies to an opponent. Now that allows the owner to halt the hardy pioneers, and just the hardy pioneers, of any other single player for 3 whole turns. Now that's a lot. Now the super wagon of ladies card allows you to halt all the work crews for any other 2 players for 1 turn. Now that'll come in handy. Now we're gonna talk about the smartest people in Stratagonia. No, it's not me. It's the engineers. Now, you may remember, well, I hope you remember, that I said work crews can only move in one of the 4 compass directions. But engineers have unlocked a secret that allows a work crew to move in a diagonal direction. Every time you play one of your engineer cards, only 1 per turn, your work crews can move in a diagonal direction, 1 space. Unless you play it with a rum card, in which case, well, they can move 2 spaces. Next card we're going to talk about is the Saboteur, also called the Saboteur. Now the Saboteur is a master of cunning and destruction. When you play your Saboteur card, you can destroy the just built bridge or tunnel of the player who just built it. But you gotta play that card right after they built that tunnel or bridge, or else you can't use your Saboteur. Well, I think that about does it. So, to sum up, and it's a good idea to pay attention to this part, 'cause I don't want to see you get shanghaied out there and have your head chopped off. Now, where was I? Oh yeah, a few simple rules. Time to remember. When you play Trails of Stratagonia, the goal is to get to the other side. Now, you can't cross over an opponent's trail. You can't go over a river unless you got a bridge. You can't go through the desert unless you got a hardy pioneer. And you can't go over or under an opponent's trail unless you got a bridge or a tunnel. Remember, those shiny pieces are connector points. And play your cards right, and you just might not get your head chopped off. Now, this is old Pete. I think it's time for me to get some rum. And, oh, what's that rolling down the road? A wagon of ladies. Or is it a super wagon of ladies? Oh, hello. Well, you enjoy the game. I'll talk to you later.